Hello, 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 and welcome to 52 Weeks of Flow, the podcast that delves into the depth of human potential and the transformative power of flow. On this show, we talk about peak performance, flow, energy, and bridge the gap between science and woo-woo. Through authentic stories and real-life examples, my guests and I will help you dive into your superpowers and create your next level of success. My name is Bea-Marie Aning, neuroscience geek, flow enthusiast, and your guide to rewilding yourself. I'm on a mission to raise the frequency of the planet by supporting you to untame yourself and step into your flow. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another amazing episode of 52 Weeks of Flow. We are in the beginning of the year, and I hope you are still really psyched for 2025. I have a beautiful guest today, and I just want to tell you a quick story of how we met. And we met at a summit last year, in the beginning of last year, something, I think it was maybe April, but we didn't know each other, but I heard her talk. And the funny thing is my screen wasn't working. Like by that time, my laptop was breaking down and I could only hear the sound. And I was so intrigued by her, the way she rolled the R and by the way she just was dancing with the words, that I thought, oh, she sounds so interesting. She sounds so interesting. I'm not seeing her. I don't know what she looks like. So then it happens. We're on another summit together again. I'm like, oh my God, I know this name. Oh, now finally I get to see her. And there I saw her. And she's just as radiant and as beautiful as her voice and her message was. So I'm really excited to introduce to you today, Carol Soto.
Hello. I am so grateful to be here, and it's an honor. And I am in backstage smiling from ear to ear because this is the first time I hear this story. I didn't know about this.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this is how we met. This is how you came into my life, basically, just with your voice. So I'm really happy for everyone who's watching YouTube right now and is seeing you. For everyone of you, listening to us on Spotify or Apple Music, please head over to YouTube later and check out this absolute beauty, because she's radiant. Like, you're radiant right now. I love your energy. So I'm really happy that you're on this podcast with me.
Well, thank you. So let me introduce myself. So
Yes.
I am Carol Soto. I am a healer. I am a spiritual teacher and also a global speaker. I participate in different summits so I can bring the message. So what's my message? What's my mission? It is to empower empaths so they can be healthier, so they can be happier, so they can follow their heart calling. I was a disempowered empath. I was with overwhelm. I was feeling migraines almost every night. And I needed to figure it out who I was. And because the life that I was living, it was not me. I was trying to keep up a positive outlook, and something always come up. And if it was not overwhelmed, it was a migraine, it was something else. So my career started as an engineer, and I worked for corporate America for the last 18 years until last year I took a leap of faith, and I am following my heart calling. I am being a healer, being a teacher, and being a global speaker about the new earth, about a different way of being and living.
I love that so much. And if you have never heard of, New Earth or whatever Carol is talking about, healing, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that will probably blow your mind or expand what you know or what you have heard about. But please stay with us, because this is really something that can touch your soul, that can touch your heart, and awaken a part in you that you might have forgotten. On this podcast, we talk a lot about science. We talk a lot about really logical things like quantum physics, epigenetics, things that you can measure in a lab. But what we're going to talk about is not so far off. It is not far off. Like, science is not there yet. But in a couple, like, for a couple of years ago, epigenetics, and quantum physics, where quantum physics is today, 10 years ago, people would have said, yeah, whatever, that's completely woo-woo. So stay with us and just know that you heard it here first. In 5 years, when science comes up with, oh, by the way, we know something. So, Carol, tell me, how did you become a healer? Like, how did you tap into that ability?
So it's a funny story because the first thing that I learned was that I was an empath. So I was like, how do you eat that? Like, I'm an engineer, right? So I'm like in science and logic and rational. But the term was not unfamiliar to me because a lot of people were using the term. It's just that I didn't take the moment to research, to learn about it. So when I felt like, no, this is not me, something is wrong with me, I need to figure this out, I started reading and investigating, what does being an empath mean? And I was like, check, 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 check. Like, this is me. So, like, I guess I am an empath. So I learned about grounding, about clearing, about protecting my energy. And talking about energy, we are made of energy. So we have to ground ourselves, right? If we go back to science. But let's talk about the story about when I learned that I was a healer. I am in Facebook and I'm scrolling down, and this hand picture caught my eye, and I stopped. And in that post in the picture says, if you have a line under your pinky, you're a healer. So I went like exactly what you're doing right now. I looked at my pinky and I was like, I have lines. What does that mean? Oh my God, I am a healer. So then Reiki came into my vision and I started digging and researching. But here is the funny part. I went to my mom because part of the post said that if you have those lines, if you are a healer, you will be a doctor or you will be in that field of helping in a medicine way. So I went and asked my mom, show me your hand. And she has the lines. Well, it makes sense. She's a doctor, right? So, and then I told her, and she was like, oh, yes, I was healing at 5 years old. And I was like, what? You were doing what? Yes, I was performing healings when I was 5 years old.
All right. And she never told you?
She never told me. And I was like, why you didn't tell me? But reflecting back makes sense, right? Because then my whole path will be completely different from the path that I took. And I feel that, I don't want to say predestined, but it makes sense. The path that I took and that I am right now makes completely sense why it was developed that way. If I reflect back, if she shared earlier with me about it, then I feel it will be a completely different learnings, a completely different path. I would not be able to tap into different individuals that were in my life, that we needed to heal our connection, that we needed to heal our relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm completely with you. We don't play this game of what could have been or what would have happened if, because we're exactly where we need to be in this very moment. So that's
100%.
beautiful. That's beautiful. I actually have that line too. So that also makes sense. But I'm wondering, like now my now my skeptical brain turns on. It's like, well, doesn't everybody have that line? But oh, maybe we're all meant to be healers.
I feel, I believe, I know that we are all healers. We have the capability of healing ourselves and also hold space for others. We just do not give our body, our mental, our emotional, our spirit the time to heal itself.
Ah, amen to that. So, today we want to dive into something really juicy because we want to dive into the big D's. Now everybody's like, the what?
The wood.
The what? We're going to dive into the 3D and the 5D and maybe some other D's as well. But let's start with the 3D and 5D. So, Carol, from your perspective, from your point of view, what is the 3D and what is the 5D?
Yes. Before we get there, I want you to imagine, right? I want you to take a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. And depending on where you are in your journey and your consciousness level, and I'm going to describe what consciousness is if you are starting with it. But there is this place that we are grounded, that we are focused in love and kindness and compassion and flow. We use our intuition. This environment, we don't worry about paying bills, meeting expectation, fear, lack. We don't feel stuck. Mostly, we feel in freedom. So this is what I call the 3D and the 5D. And I call it a dance because we are dancing between each world. We are sometimes in that logical, rational, makes sense. And sometimes we are more like, nope, I'm just going to flow. I'm just going to allow my heart and my intuition to guide me. If this is you, that you are navigating into two worlds, if this is you, that sometimes you feel stuck in one world or the other, you want to be in one world and versus being in the other, then pay attention because this is going to be super juicy. So let's talk about consciousness first, right? Because I think you have different levels of people. So consciousness, it's more than awareness, because people sometimes confuse one with the other. Consciousness, it's all about the lens that you see your world. This is your views. This is how you interact with the world and everything that is outside of you. This is also influenced by your emotions, your belief, your behavior, your traditions, your culture, right? Depending on what reality you were into it. So when we talk about 3D and 5D, we're talking about a state of your being, not a physical place, right? Now, let's explain one with the other. 3D is all about material life, all about the world that is kind of material, that reality. 5D, it's more about spiritual alignment in unity. The goal here, and this is what I want you to take. If you don't listen to anything else, this is what I want you to take with you. The goal here is not to escape one or the other. It is to find flow, it is to find harmony between both of them. Because I tried to escape the 3D, and I can tell you that it did not work. I was ending absolutely every single night exhausted, because I even jumping from one to another, and I'm like, I'm exhausted. This is the 5D and 3D world. It's so tiring. Have you felt like that too?
Yeah, I also tried to run away from my life, basically. And what I've learned is that, we're in this body. We're in this materialized body. We're in this, like I call it a meat vehicle. We are in this. So we cannot escape the 3D. So the only way to make peace with it is to become all the other Ds in our 3D body. Because everything that we see, everything that we can imagine, everything that we can visualize comes from there. It comes from the 5D, the 7D, 10D, 12D. I mean, where do all those fantastic movies come from? Lord of the Rings, like all of those movies. People imagine that, they see that just not just happens in their brain. That comes from somewhere else. The inspiration comes from somewhere else. And it comes from different dimension, different timelines. And they bring that here into the 3D and ground it into this reality so that everyone gets to see it. So what I believe is that it doesn't matter if you had a spiritual awakening or not, or if you think that's all woo-woo and that, that your brain is basically the creator of all this. This is beautiful. It's basically all the same language. It's just how you interpret it, how you feel about it. And that's the thing, when you feel it, when you can feel it in your body, this is where it manifests. Most of the time, we're so stuck in our head that we make up things, and this is also running away. When we're just in our head, when we're just in our thoughts, we run away from our purpose, from the work that we came here to do. And that is to experience what life in the 3D means. What it means to taste food, what it means to, have a body, to experience physical pleasure. And so it is on us to, like you said, create this harmony between the Ds and just, merge it into this. I hope I explained what I have in my head, because sometimes I feel like the vision or the things that I see, I cannot communicate properly.
I feel that. So one of the hardest clair is the visual, right? Clairvoyance. It's easy to interpret how we feel. It's easy to interpret what we're hearing. When it comes to a visual, like, oh, what did that mean? But here is something interesting that I learned is if you are in planet Earth right here, right now, as minimum, you are a 7D conscious level.
Yes.
That's the minimum requirement for you to be here in Earth. So it is possible for you to move to the 4D, to the 5D. So let's talk about 5D, because this is my favorite. So 5D, it's all about love. It's all about unity. The understanding, beyond the understanding that we are all connected, that we are all one. That is so rooted in love and compassion and higher purpose. There is not a me versus them. There's no competition. It is more about empowerment. It is more about bringing our intuition to help each other. It's all about community.
And we're moving there more and more, I feel. It is from this individualism that we have lived for the past, 200 years, basically. now we're coming into this, let's do it together. Let's cooperate. Like this year, I've seen so many beautiful collaborations between, coaches who seemingly have the same niche, who serve the same people, and they collaborated and created something just amazing and beautiful. And like what you're saying about, unity and love. Let's, bring our elbows back in and just, like take each other's hands and go together.
So if you want to put it in a perspective that it will be kind of scientific with numbers and data, you and I, we are healers, right? But who you meant to serve is completely different than who I meant to serve. Because you have skills that I may not have. I have skills that you may not have. But let's be honest, there's 8 billion people in this planet. I don't think I want to heal all 8 billion people, right? Or I even have the time, the capacity as a human being to assess 8 billion people. So if we are come together as healer with the highest good of all, right? Holding space to bring this beautiful 5D into our reality, where we can be united, where we can empower, when there is kindness, compassion. Let's do it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And the people that resonate with you might not resonate with me, and vice versa. So, it's always when you say in relationships, you will find every pot has a lid. So it's the same with people you serve, people you resonate with. Like my friends might not resonate with you, even though we resonate with each other. So it's like, it's just not finding, but magnetizing the people to you that are meant for you. And I know this line is probably also used millions of times, but it's always like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And every time for me, that was the case. I had, in every phase of my life, at one way or the other, I had resistance. Like, no, this is not, no, I'm good. I'm good. No, I don't need, no, it's fine. It's fine. And then when I finally admitted it wasn't fine, I wasn't fine, all of a sudden, bam, there was this person. And I was like, oh, wow, I need to talk to you. Oh, I need to talk to you. I need to learn from you. And I love it when we release and when we let go. Like letting go for me is a big theme this year. Like getting really to the bottom of what I really want and letting go of all the other stuff that distracts me from it. Because in our world, we have so much distraction. There's so much going on. I mean, you said it, we're 8 billion people. No, yes, 8 billion people. And all of us 8 billion people, we have lives, we have visions, we have stuff that we are putting out into the world. So there's so much energy. And then we're coming back to the beginning of what you were saying. We need to ground. We need to, what does grounding mean? Grounding means that you are planting your feet, like that you find an anchor, that you don't float everywhere and that your energy goes everywhere and you're losing your energy. It means that you're focusing your energy and that you're really coming back to yourself, to your essence. So I really love that you started with it and that we're coming kind of full circle here. So yes, sorry.
So here's practical tips, right? Because we are talking about the dancing between the 3D and 5D. The truth is we cannot fully be in one or the other. they need to coexist. We need to find the flow. We need to find the harmony, the grace. This is where I call it the dancing, right? Learning to when do you need to do bachata or when do you need to do salsa, right? There's a completely different one between the other. But knowing when you are one versus the other, and yes, it feels amazing to be in a 5D perspective, but fighting it, resisting it is not going to help you.
Mm.
So, daily check-in with yourself is important. Just asking yourself, where am I coming from? Am I coming from a fear perspective? Am I coming from a place of love?
Mm.
Am I coming from a responding because there is a trauma behind it? Was it truly coming from a place in my heart? Circling back to grounding, bringing all your energy to the here and now, clearing your energy. And this can be simple. It can be just a shower with the intention of cleansing your energy.
Yeah.
And then putting ourselves in protection because of the collective energy, because of what's going on outside of us. Because there's a lot going on, especially here in America, right? But, and I'm pretty sure in all the different locations, but also incorporating self care. Honor your physical body, it needs nurturing. Your soul needs nurturing too, right? Bringing that solitude, that silence.
Yeah.
Practice gratitude. We sometimes focus way too much on what's going wrong than in what's going right.
Yeah.
And there is always something going good. So let's shift that perspective, that reality, and bringing focus on what is working, right? And if it didn't work, what can you learn? How can you grow from it? Because there is always opportunity for growing and learning.
Yes, absolutely. And I really, really love that you brought up the protection. Because in the beginning, for me, this was a big thing, because like you, like as an empath, it's really, really, you're really open to energy. So you're receiving energy constantly if you're not protecting yourself. If you're not an empath, that's totally fine. And that doesn't mean that you don't need to protect. One way that I learned to protect myself is by raising my frequency, is by tapping into joy and love more. Because the more you do that, the more you elevate. So you're not better or worse than other people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about that by raising your frequency, by raising your vibration, by raising your energetic level, you're vibing on a whole different frequency where you attract other people, where you attract other opportunities that will most likely not drain your energy as much as when you're down here. So,
You know, something that I learned last weekend is I always thought that love and gratitude are the highest vibration. So aligning yourself with love, aligning yourself with gratitude, it will align you with higher vibration. But actually, being your authentic self, it's higher vibration of
mhm.
love and gratitude. So I'm going to invite you to be in your authentic self. And if you do not know who your authentic self is, self-discovery journey is important.
Yeah, and I know that you are planning something that can help people tap into that. Can you talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, Yes. So I am planning. So I mentioned earlier that I left corporate America so I can embrace my spiritual business. And I have been working in my spiritual business for the last 5 years. And I want to help all healers, coaches, spiritual entrepreneurs out there that they learn a skill, right? They want to help others, but have zero clue about ideal clients, about the business, about how do you do marketing, and all these different things that you need so you can be successful in your business. So I'm creating a 6-month coaching program that is going to include the strategy, the teaching, the healing, because you have to combine all three. Talking about 3D and 5D, right? You need to learn the strategy because there is science behind it. You have to learn how to do marketing, how do you attract your clients, but then so much in the spiritual piece of it because there is fear to visibility, fear to, oh, how about my clients are not going to like me? All the imposter syndrome that we feel daily, right? So in this program that is going to take 6 months, it's to guide you to all the steps that I'm going to provide you with the strategy, with the teaching, and also the healing with it. So you can be successful in your business.
That is absolutely beautiful. So all of that information you will definitely find under the links that you will find in the podcast, in the episode description or in the YouTube description underneath this video. But please, can you tell us, for people who are, listening and can't, see it right now, where can people find you?
Yes. So I am in Facebook and Instagram, and YouTube. So, but the easiest one is Love Healing More. So at Love Healing More.
Awesome. Wonderful. And the last question for today, if you could give your younger self advice, what would that be?
It's going to be a 3-step answer. Number 1, be curious. There is more that your eyes can see, that your ears can hear. So get curious. Number 2, use discernment. Especially if you are in a journey of being more spiritual. Not everything is love and light. And 3, playfulness. Sometimes we get so serious that we need to bring that childlike play. Those are my 3 nuggets. So, curious, discernment, play.
Awesome. I love the playfulness. As adults, we forget to play.
We forget and we get so serious.
I know. So seriously, thank you so much, Carol, for being here, for sharing all your wisdom with us. And yes, also for sharing your 3 golden nuggets with us. This is absolutely beautiful. And if you have any questions where you're like, I don't get it, or I would love to, I think I'm an empath, but I don't know what to do with it, then please connect with Carol. So thank you so much.
With love.
And that's it. That's it for today. That's our show. I'm giving you a virtual high five right now because you are part of the Flow family and you're just freaking awesome. And I'm so thankful, grateful, and appreciative of you and your support for 52 weeks of Flow. If I could make a wish right now, I would love for you to spend 10 seconds and rate and review the show. Go to Spotify, go to Apple, on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, rate us with 5 stars, because that will help me bring on more amazing guests and share the story of flow and expansion with the world. So if you have any questions or suggestions, then please reach out at bea@superwoman.coach, or probably the new website is also out there, www.movingriver.com, where you can find even more incredible stuff and more freebies. And if you have any suggestions for topics, please also send me an email if you have an amazing guest that you would love to listen to on the show. Then fire away. I would love to connect to them. And until next time, keep shining, keep learning, keep growing, and keep flowing.